Intelligence, North Korea has started mass producing its own tactical attack drones. This development coincides with a significant decrease in the number of artillery shells North Korea has supplied to Russia, which has dropped by about 50% in 2025 compared to 2024. This comes as a recent video released by the Russian Defense Ministry shows North Korean troops assisting Russia in demining operations in the Kursk, a region heavily affected by the Ukrainian conflict. These troops, part of a mutual defense pact, had previously helped Russia repel the Ukrainian incursion. David K. Johnson joins us once again. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Russian and North Korean military partnership here? It started off as rumors that North Koreans were fighting on the front line for Russia. However, since then, they have been not shy about the fact that Pyongyang has troops in Moscow and in that Kursk region in particular. Can you take us through some of the developments there when it comes to the relationship between North Korea and Russia?
Well, North Korea has a desperate need to earn currency in other countries. They run a number of criminal enterprises to scam banks and investors, for example. And so, of course, they would say to the Russians, as they did, hey, let us supply you with mortars and other artillery shells. The problem was that they weren't very good. There were mortars that blew up inside the launching station, the tube. They went off in odd directions. They didn't reach their target, or they overshot their targets because they were not made with quality control. So we shouldn't be surprised that the Russians have switched from unreliable artillery to instead getting materials for drones and other aspects of warfare from the North Koreans. But this has been an important symbiotic relationship between the needs of Russia to get more soldiers in the forefront, as some of the North Korean troops have been, and to get other kinds of weaponry. And that's not limited to things like artillery shells and bullets or tanks. It includes now very much these new modern bombs delivered by drones.
Yeah, and let's go into that a bit more. These drones that possibly are being mass produced by North Korea. This entire war has been and as with every war, war technology develops with time, especially in an intense conflict like this. How has this conflict, especially in the air, developed during coming now into its fourth year of war here, David?
Well, the Ukrainians, having far less resources than the Russians in the beginning of this, very smartly looked at drones as an inexpensive way to defend themselves and to actively attack Russia, to take the battle to the Russians. And Russia responded, as you always see in a warfare, with its efforts to do the same thing in the other direction. So we've seen a tremendous increase in the range of drones, in the payloads they can carry, and the precision on both sides for delivering bombs. Remember, in World War II, the studies after the war showed that the bombing done by the Allies in Germany had essentially no really significant effect. It was not an effective use of the money to pursue the war. But here we're seeing something quite different. These are targeted, these are guided missiles or gliding missiles that you can direct. And that has significantly changed the nature of aerial bombardment. When you combine that with the much, much, much cheaper cost of drones, I think that's a permanent game changer for going forward for other conflicts around the world.
Yes, David K. Johnson, thank you very much for joining us here on NewsX World. Always a pleasure to have you on the programme. We now move on, and South Africa